Now, here is a fragrance that came out back in 2015, and I am certainly late to the party. My apologies. This one from the Spirit of Dubai is called Abraj. I now have 5 from this brand, and each one is better than the other. I've been talking about Turath, I've been talking about Maidan, I've done videos on those, and I picked them all up from Max Aroma. They have incredible prices. Here we have one with patchouli, cypress, bergamot, saffron, a bunch of other citrus, cedarwood. It's spicy, it's smooth, it's woodsy, but it's also quite green. So you have to be a fan of cypress and patchouli. It has this very rich, earthy patchouli in the dry down. Hints of violet in the heart as well. This is Abraj. Nevertheless, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this fragrance in just a little bit, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on Abraj by the Spirit of Dubai, this is such an incredible fragrance. And if anybody knows anything about Spirit of Dubai fragrances, you know that they are incredibly complex as far as the olfactive profile is concerned. They have so many notes. Just look them up. I don't need to show you. But I want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, and of course, if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and also please give this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me, and it helps out the channel tremendously. So here we have a fragrance that has all of these interesting ingredients in it, but it is predominantly saffron, cypress, patchouli, a little bit of citrus, and then this clean violet in the heart. Doesn't smell like those violet candies or anything like that, but I am getting that violet. It doesn't smell like Christian Dior's Fahrenheit type of a violet. So if you're worried about that, I can alleviate that concern. But listen, Max Aroma has this. They carry the Spirit of Dubai. They have so many fragrances from the brand, really good competitive prices on a lot of hard to find designer and niche brands, super fast shipping, incredible customer service. I've been to their warehouse. They are such amazing down-to-earth people. If you have the opportunity to sample, and you can buy a sample, right? You don't have to purchase a full-size bottle. If it sounds interesting enough to you, by all means, and you feel that their prices are incredible, you can go ahead and commit to the purchase of a full-size bottle. But of course, you can always sample something from Max Aroma. They have such amazing products there, and I've been using Max Aroma, honestly, since they started. I've been using them for a very, very long time. Listen, Abraj by the Spirit of Dubai, I'm gonna let you in on what my thoughts are with regard to this one, how it develops, evolves and develops on my skin. But let's go ahead and start things off with a quick look at the presentation first. Now, right in the opening of this fragrance, you are going to get the citrus. It's this very bright, spicy bergamot saffron combination. But of course, the citrus is very short-lived, but it definitely opens up your eyes wide. As soon as you smell it, it's like, oh, this is interesting. What am I smelling here, right? You give it a few minutes to settle down, and then of course some of the other components will be brought to the fore. So you are going to get the violet, you're going to get the cypress, you're going to get the patchouli. It's earthy, but you get enough of that violet and it smells so naturally floral. It's so beautifully done. When I think about violet, I know is it called Violet Ida by Miller Harris? I remember smelling that one and I love it, but I think it's discontinued now, and it kind of smelled a little bit like those violet candies, which kind of like takes away the seriousness from the perfume. But this one is very serious, very refined and elegant, perfectly unisex, by the way. And it has a lot of those green facets in here. The cypress, the patchouli. The patchouli is so like beautifully earthy, and the cypress is so classy and so elegant. It just has this very polished demeanor about it. It's not heavy-handed in any way. And here's the thing, right? I've done a review on Maidan, and I said, don't do it. Do not blind buy it. Do not dare, right, get a full-size bottle, even if you're a fan of leather. I don't care. It's one of those fragrances you don't blind buy. This one is far more easygoing. It has a mass appeal to it, but I do know that there are a lot of people out there, especially women, for one reason or another, they have such a strong aversion to the smell of patchouli. And you are going to get a heaping dose of patchouli in this fragrance. So if you're not a fan of patchouli, this is one that you're going to skip, right? There are many others from this brand that you can check out. I wouldn't recommend this one. If you're a fan of green notes, if you're a fan of spices, if you're a fan of patchouli, cypress, and violet, you're going to have to try this one. And this is, one of the brands that I recommend for people who are looking for opulence. They're looking for complexity. They're looking for, something that is not simple or everyday, something that's not banal, something that you're not going to find in every other fragrance house. Everything from this brand is incredibly complex and also very long lasting. They're very strongly concentrated. There is not a single Spirit of Dubai fragrance that I have purchased or acquired that has lasted fewer than 10 hours. And I think that says a lot. There's a lot of brands out there. Take Creed, for example. I'll have a fragrance like Absolute Aventus or Spice and Wood where I'll get like 8 hours from it. And then I'll have something like Original Vetiver that I get 5 hours from. Or something like Virgin Island Water that I get 4 hours from. You know what I mean? So myself personally, I think this is a brand where the quality speaks for itself. And you have to try it. Incredibly opulent. I mean, the presentation alone, I know I showed it to you in the presentation segment, but you have the outer box. You have the information on it. There's a little booklet here. I mean, it's really beautifully done. The inner box that is housing the bottle itself. You have the beautiful decoration here on the cap. It's just everything about it. It's amazing. It really is amazing. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you were given the opportunity to learn about a new fragrance today. Please get a sample from Max Aroma. And in the meantime, get a sample of a few different Spirit of Dubai fragrances. This way you can kind of balance out and get an idea of the quality of the brand. And hopefully there's a new favorite in the bunch. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, this is an incredibly unique fragrance. And I am being totally honest with you. This is not like anything else I can compare it to, whether it be other patchouli fragrances, violet fragrances, saffron fragrances. It just stands out. I went online and I saw it was getting compared to a Bodicea fragrance, which I haven't tried. And I think it was compared to a Raja Parfum fragrance as well, which I also haven't tried. For me, this is totally unique. Longevity, 10 plus hours, maybe 12 hours on a good day. Projection well beyond an arm's length for like 2 hours of application. Versatility on this one, perfectly unisex, more of a formal occasion fragrance. Because it's so strong and because of how well it performs, I would say this one is probably fall and winter, especially if you live in a cold climate. Have fun with this one. And I think this one will probably cater to an older demographic, especially considering the fact that there's nothing sweet in this one. Sometimes sweeter fragrances will cater to a younger demographic, or at the very least, they give off that vibe, right? And as far as the presentation is concerned, Spirit of Dubai, they have more elaborate presentations with the taller bottles, but this one looks amazing, in my opinion. My final verdict on this fragrance is it's incredible. It's complex, it's long-lasting, it's a phenomenal benchmark violet and cypress fragrance with touches of saffron, citrus, and patchouli. Please check it out. Get a sample from Max Aroma. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you took something of value from today's episode. And of course, if you did, please do consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up. It would really mean a lot to me. So thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.